Hello, this is CJ. With me is Infinite Life, here to give you the word of the day, which is sensuality. That's right, sensuality, or you can say senses, S-E-N-S-E with an S, like the five senses, right? So we start always with prayer. The first apostle of John, chapter 2, verse 15. Do not love the world or the things of the world. And the word of the day, sensuality, Webster defines it as gratification of the senses, faculty of perceiving through your sense organs, involving the action and effect of that stimulates a sense organ. And synonyms, oh my goodness, they had a ton of synonyms for sensuality. Carnal, delectable, sensuous. We won't go any further than that. And before I get to the metaphysical definition, I want to tell you where I am. I'm at Chicago Park District's Lake Meadows Park, right by 31st Street. 31st Street is right behind me, and the lakefront is over here. So the metaphysical definition, which is also the definition of sense consciousness, it's a mental state. That's what sensuality is. A mental state is the belief of feeling human body senses. It's your belief of feeling human body senses. Is the desire of the unspiritualized man. So what is that? An example is your appetite, thinking you're hungry. That's your belief, because you get pleasure out of eating. So normally at this point I talk about a life experience, but instead of talking about a life experience, I want to talk about why I chose this word. And I chose this word for a couple of reasons. One is I'm running into people who are trying to move to the next level, because sensuality is a state of mind. It's actually the lowest state of mind of man. It is. And so people I'm running into, they're ready to move up. They're ready to, get to the next level spiritually, consciously. They're ready for their lives to change, and they're not quite sure how. And so that's part of the reason I chose this word. The other reason I chose this word is simply because I feel like it would be unethical of me not to talk about sensuality. I'm about to change the format of my videos, and I'm also very interested in becoming an ordained minister in the future. And so I feel like it's important for me to talk about sensuality in the way that I'm talking about it now. It's a state of mind. It's a belief. Okay? And so the prayer that I have for today, God has provided me with the willpower, the strength, and the faith to ascend to the next level of my life. My spirituality will lead as I let go of the physical sensualities that keep me in my earth consciousness, right? So the exercise for you is 3 steps. It's 3 steps to this exercise. The first one is to let go of all of your bodily pleasures. So that means instead of eating, fast. And you may say, well, I fast 12 hours, 12 on, 12 off. Fast for 3 days, right? If you are someone who likes sweets, I love sweets. If you're somebody who likes sweets, let's say you always getting pie every day. Stop getting that pie every day. And what's going to happen is you're going to start noticing changes in your environment, right? So let's say you get pie every day and you say, I'm not going to do that. And after a while, you're like, man, is that a bumblebee? I see a bee. I ain't seen a bee in a minute. What I stop doing differently? What's different? I stopped eating that pie. I'm going to go get me some honey now that there's plenty of bumblebees. No, I'm joking. But, not really. But, but that's my point. Let's say you're a smoker. Let's say you first thing you do, you get up, you smoke. Before you go to bed, you smoke. You say, you know what, that's what I'm going to stop doing, because I'm really passionate about smoking. That's what I'm going to stop. And all of a sudden you come outside and people are like, hey, good morning. How you doing? Hey. Like, they never speak to me. They speaking to me? What is different now? I stopped eating the pie. I saw bumblebees. I stopped smoking. Now people talking to me. Okay, this is all right. This is cool. And this is how it happens. It's those small, subtle changes. So when you start doing these things, and I don't expect you to all of a sudden stop. You may be someone who likes intercourse. And if you have intercourse every day, stop for a week. Stop, if you, stop for a while and see what happens. You don't have to believe me. All you have to do is do it. And you'll see for yourself. You don't have to believe me, just do it. You'll see for yourself. This is how it happens. Your environment changes. It has no choice but change, because your mental state starts changing. Because you're no longer desiring those things, right? Those things that physically get you going, right? So the other thing you have to do is stop all negativity. That sounds extreme, but it's true. So if you're somebody who gets angry, it don't take much to set you off. Okay. So if you're somebody who gets angry and it doesn't take much to set you off, I recommend the moment you can, right? Because it may, you mad, you're going off and then you're like, uh-oh, I'm going off. Even if you're mad, okay, I'm calm now. I'm calm now. I'm calm now. I'm calm. I'm calm. I'm calm. I forgive them for doing what they did. And I forgive myself for getting that angry. Because nobody should have that type of control over me to make me get that angry. I forgive myself for letting my guard down, for getting that angry. And I forgive them for what they did. They're going to have to deal with that. But for me, I'm good. That's how you got to handle it. Any negativity, especially if it's something that really gets you going. It could be negative in a different way. It could be negative. You have a buddy. That buddy is always talking about somebody. You know who I'm talking about. They always got to talk about somebody. They always talking about somebody. And you standing there and you go, yeah. Even if you don't really agree with them, you go, yeah. You know you don't really agree with them, but you just, yeah in them. That's negativity. As soon as they start talking about people, you got to figure a way to just get, oh, you know what, all right, I'll talk to you later. You got to keep it moving. Keep it moving. That's still negativity. You got to let it all go. I'm going to tell you another one that I had to let go. Comedians love to laugh. I love to laugh. And there's this one comedian, so funny, smart, funny too. But he talk about race. He talk about little people. He talk about the LGBTQ community. He talk about everybody. And you might say, oh, well, he's talking about everybody, so it's okay. It's negative. It's negative. It's negative. Right? But don't worry. There's tons of good, clean comedians. There's even Christian comedians. They're really good at their craft. And you have to be really funny to be a clean comedian and to be a Christian comedian. Like, you really have to be really funny, because you can see anybody on the street and talk about them, right? That's a negative comedian. So I highly recommend, you look into that. That's a side note. But my point is, anything negative, you have to cut it out. So that's the second thing. So the first thing is letting go those bodily pleasures, giving up, intercourse for a while, giving up food for a while, giving up smoking, whatever, for a while, and watch what happens in your environment when you do, because it's going to change. Especially if you're passionate about it, it's going to change like that. So number 3 is really important because of that, and that's prayer. Praying, meditating, affirmations, things like that. And also I recommend church. But you can't skip step 3. You can't. You have to have some kind of affirmations. And I'll tell you, if you can't think of anything, you say everything is good. Everything is absolute good. Everything is absolute good. Everything is absolute good. I say it all day long. I say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. If I can't think of anything else, if I get mad, if something's going on, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. God is love. God is love. God is love. You have to say positive things. It has to be reinforced. You have to know it in your soul You have to feel it. You have to know it. You have to start living it. Yeah. But the point is, if you're trying to level up, and I'm using the term level up, and that probably isn't quite the way I should be saying this, but I'm saying it because that's the way that I know how to say it right now. If you're trying to level up, if you're trying to be in a state where there's serenity and there's calm and there's peace, and you can go to sleep at night just feeling wonderful, and you wake up in the morning happy, you know, and you walk outside, you hear the birds, you see the butterflies, the squirrels and the rabbits, the ducks in the pond and the lake. That's how you want to feel. You want to feel that. That's God's love. That's God awakening. And even if you don't have very strong conviction about God, there's still a wholeness, absolute good, a oneness. And I still highly recommend you look into a church. There's non-denominational churches. You know, my faith is New Thought Christianity, and some say non-denominational Christianity, right? So I highly recommend you looking into that. And yeah, so I won't say that this is difficult. I'll say it's easy if you believe it's easy. If you believe it's easy, and you can do it. Start looking around you once you start incorporating these 3 things. I don't plan on doing a recap for this. This is going to be probably the most important video that I ever do. And I hope it's helpful for you. It will be helpful for you. When you're ready to change and see a change in your environment, it will be helpful for you. Now, if you see me at Italian Fiesta on 47th Street, stuffing my face with pizza, or at Harold's with some mild sauce on my French fries, don't judge. Don't judge me. This is CJ. With me, it's Infinite Life. I'll catch you later.